Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me here on my channel, Stephen Sturgill. We're looking yet again at another very interesting niche house and one of their very popular scents. They don't have a lot, but this is one of their heavy hitters in terms of popularity, I guess. Now, as a tobacco lover, I would be rather sort of reviewing the other powerhouse fragrance, which is from the house of Idolo that we're looking at today. They were founded in Mayfair, London in 2013 by the now married couple Tanya and Matt Juk. Although I think Matt's last name originally is Peters. Don't quote me on that. I think that's what I read online. At any rate, the gestalt of their concept is that they're trying to bring extremely super high quality ingredients, sometimes rare and very precious ingredients, to the marketplace of perfume. And they're trying to do both sort of primarily classically inspired interpretations of scent accords. They're not really what I would consider avant-garde at all, not in terms of not in terms of scent formulas or overall construction principles, but what they do bring to the marketplace that is quite unique is, again, exceedingly rare and very, very precious ingredients that in many cases are almost never brought to market, even by most other niche brands. So quite interesting there. Again, though, to back up for a second, we're looking at 33, the scent 33 today by Idolo or Idolo. I think Idolo is the older, more Latinate, correct pronunciation of ancient Roman Latin, but whatever, you call it however you want. I'd rather be looking at Ryder. As a tobacco lover, Ryder is a very, very tobacco forward or tobacco based scent, but today we are looking at a phenomenal scent nonetheless in 33. This is the it's the little decant that or sample I got off from Lucky Scent. Now let's get into some stats real quick. This house was founded in 2013, again in Mayfair, London. And here are the notes. I'm already wearing it, by the way. I have liberally put it on a lot of parts of my body and pulse points. You're going to get black pepper, candied mandarin, caoutchouc. I hope I'm saying that right. That's basically a natural unvulcanized rubber, like just straight out of the rubber tree. In the heart, you're going to get Chinese white tea, Chinese rose, Taif rose. Sorry, allergies are firing up today. Orris, as in orris root, and Damascus steel. I don't know what the note of steel is supposed to smell like in the perfume. I know what raw or worked steel smells like, sort of. It has sort of an irony type metallic vibe to it. That's all I can say to that. Sort of like high, bright, piercing white or blue as a color. I don't know. Anyways, in the base, you're going to get vintage Chinese oud. Ha ha ha. You didn't see that one coming. Tell you what, today, guys, we're always thinking of Indian ouds or Laotian ouds or Thailand-sourced oud, Thai oud, or Vietnamese oud or Cambodian oud. Is very, very, very rare. In fact, this is the first scent that I've ever gotten my nose on that literally smells that literally has a Chinese-sourced oud. We'll get into the smell here in a second. And then finally, it has aged patchouli and heliotropin. Okay. A couple things about this fragrance. First, obviously, it's unisex. It's very dark and like a rich, slightly burnt caramel color or whiskey color or amber, rich, dark amber color, however you want to describe it. That's all true. rose in here, guys, is world class natural. It's just so believable, so natural. It is blended, obviously. It's not just one rose, it's Taif and it's Chinese. And I will say that the Chinese rose in here is one of the last, are primarily full on naturally sourced roses in the world in China. That, I mean, they just literally harvested off the mountaintop, like in raw nature. Like, this is the way they're saying it, at least if I'm understanding it. It's not in some kind of giant greenhouse. It's just like literally. Now, it may be a rose farm all the same, but it's just flat out wide open nature, which is just fairly unbelievable. They may be putting nets and stuff. I don't know any of that, but it's still pretty wild to think that it's just so-called wild roses, wildly cultivated. The oud in here is very, very bizarre in the sense that it's very, very old. It was distilled all the way back in 1980. I'm not sure, was Reagan president in 80 or Carter? I don't know. That's going so far back I can't even remember back to 1980 hardly. I think I was. Anyways. Okay, so the roses are blended. You get, I would say, I don't know if it's equal parts Chinese rose or Taif rose. All I know is that it's very soft, it's very lush, it's very realistic. There's nothing synthetic about this scent. It is a little bit dark. I wouldn't say it's overly dark. I don't get much of the candied mandarin. Maybe just the tiniest, like 1%, 2%. I can kind of maybe detect it. I do get some of the Chinese white tea, and the orris is quite prevalent. A word about the oud, guys. If any of you out there have tried any scents that have really high quality, like Laotian oud, this is very similar. It's not identical, but if you've had really high dollar Laotian oud in your frags, then you'll know that it's much lighter and cleaner smelling than Indian oud just in general. So much so that some people can't even detect the quote-unquote oud accord or scent, if you will. I assure you it's in here. It's just much less animalic and less funky. There's no barnyard here at all. On top of that, even if there had been a tiny bit back in 1980, again, it wasn't released until 2013. So what is that, a 33-year process? 8, 9, 10, yeah. It's 33 years old, guys. I mean, that's just incredible to think that someone is using a 33-year-old vintage, ancient, by modern standards, distilled Chinese oud. And again, with the Chinese rose, it's just exceedingly unusual and rare in modern perfumery. Unisex. I could see how some macho type guys might think this skews feminine for the scent of rose. But this is, yes, rose is the star here, but it's not just all about rose. There's a lot of other things going on. It's semi-dark. It's very smooth. You're going to get that kachuk, black pepper, orris, Damascus steel, Chinese white tea, heliotrope, and patchouli. It's just very smooth and creamy. It's more of an intimate scent, not a projection beast by any means, but you will smell it. People will smell the your sillage, your scent trail as you come and go a bit. Again, it's not a beast mode fragrance at all, but it is very insistent on skin, and you can easily expect about 7 to 9 hours of overall activity, if you will. I've been told by some people online that it lasted on their skin for upwards of 12 to 14 hours. I could well believe that. Again, it's not going to be projecting much past the first couple of hours in truth, but you will smell it on you for many, many hours throughout the day. This is very, very rich. To my knowledge, guys, this is an extrait de parfum. So It's it's fairly thick and oily. I would probably guesstimate this is probably in the close to 30% by volume at being an X-Trade, and it really goes on that way. It looks that way. It's somewhat slightly sticky, very oily, very resinous. You can well believe you're getting absolutely all your money's worth for this. I know this is pricey, guys. They only come in 30 mils bottles, to my knowledge, unless they've changed that up. You are paying a premium, but what you are getting is some very rare ingredients, a very expertly blended sort of classic formula. And if you're afraid of oud or an oud lover but are so tired of the barnyard funky animalic ouds, then this is perfect for you. And if you're a rose fan, this is perfect for you. If you hate rose, this is definitely not for you. And if you only rock beast mode fragrances, this is not for you. And if you only rock designer-based scents, this is not for you. This is artistic, artisanal, classic, yet modern. And again, it offers some exceedingly rare, ultra precious ingredients. So take that for what it's worth, guys. I don't know if you guys are into scents like this that are kind of classically inspired, but yet delivered at the highest level. They're unisex, maybe skew a little bit feminine, soft, rosy. You got the tea accord in there with the patchouli, the vintage, clean Chinese, super aged Chinese oud, the heliotropin, Damascus steel, maybe giving a little slightly of a metallic vibe, more into the dry down in the mid than in the opening. I didn't get much candied mandarin. Maybe that's just on me. I don't know. Maybe that'll come out in the deep dry down or something. This is my first wearing of it, but I do get a little bit of the pepper. It's not overly peppery by any means, at least not to my nose. Anyways, guys, it's been fun. Hopefully down the road we'll look at Idolo's Rider, which I really want to get my nose on as a tobacco lover. But until then, if you like, please subscribe and click the bell for future updates. I will see you next time. Thanks so much, guys. Peace. Love you.